In my ongoing discussions with atheists, I regularly have to deal with the common argument posed by those with little, or no historical training, is that they view that the biblical Gospels as works of religious mythology, rather than reliable historical documents. This is an argument that is commonly used to dismiss the claims about Jesus in the Gospels, and even propose that Jesus did not exist at all, that he was a mythological figure fabricated in order to substantiate a new religious movement. This view is not supported by any reputable historian, and to prove this point, in the entirety of this video, I will only quote historians who are atheists, or skeptics. No one who has studied first-century history at depth would claim that Jesus of Nazareth did not exist. This is due to the high regard in which the New Testament documents are held by historians, as well as the fact that the life of Christ is substantiated by an impressive number of extra-biblical writers from antiquity, including Cornelius Tacitus, Lucian, Flavius Josephus, Suetonius, Pliny the Younger, Thallus, Philogon and Mara bar Serapion. Thus, respected historian, Neil Carter, who is a professed atheist, writes, "I can't believe I'm feeling the need to do this, but today I'd like to write a brief defense of the historicity of Jesus. When people in the skeptic community argue that Jesus never existed, they are dismissing a large body of work for which they have insufficient appreciation, most often due to the fact that they themselves have never formally studied the subject." Similarly, respected historian and professed agnostic, Dr. Bart Ehrman, when interviewed on Atheist Radio on December 30, 2011, stated,
I don't think there's any serious historian who doubts the existence of Jesus. There are a lot of people who want to write sensational books and make a lot of money who say Jesus didn't exist, but I don't know any serious scholar who doubts the existence of Jesus.
"We Jews are very proud of our Einsteins, Heinrich Heines, and Sigmund Freuds," Dr. Lapid says. "We ought to be much prouder of Jesus." Dr. Lapid continues, "Jesus was as faithful to the law as I would hope to be. I even suspect that Jesus was more faithful to the law than I am, and am an Orthodox Jew." Of course, it is one thing to concede that Jesus of Nazareth once walked the dusty trails of Judea and Galilee, it is quite another to concede the veracity of his miracles, particularly his resurrection from the dead. Indeed, this is the sticking point for atheists. Because if these miraculous events truly took place, the God question has been well and truly answered, and atheism is dead in the water. Thus, atheists are keen to portray these events as completely mythical. But showing them to be mere fables has proven to be extremely problematic, partly because there are numerous references to these miraculous events by pagan and Jewish sources, some of whom were enemies of Jesus. Thus, the famous atheistic historian, Rudolf Bultmann, eventually conceded. But there can be no doubt that Jesus did such deeds, which were, in his and his contemporaries' understanding, miracles, that is, deeds that were the result of supernatural, divine causality. Doubtless he healed the sick, and cast out demons.